Picture object details. The A-Label program can also make use of pictures on labels. The reason you might want to have a picture on a label is to display a company logo or a person's picture, or you might want the picture to be that of an object that is placed inside a box when the label is a box label. In any event, before you create a picture object in the A-Label program, you must first have a file that is either a Windows bitmap file or a JPEG file. JPEG files are often used by photographers and are the default type of most digital cameras. JPEG files must have a .jpg file extension. Windows bitmap files have a .bmp file extension. Usually you will want to keep all copies of all such files in the same directory as the item's template file itself, but this is not a requirement. The A-Label program is installed with 3 pictures that are named penny.bmp, gwashington.bmp, and stamp.bmp. These 3 images are stored in the default files directory that is under the main templates directory. To create a picture image, first click the Picture Image tool in the lower toolbar. The cursor will change to a picture image cursor, and you should position the cursor on the label at the point where you want the upper left corner of the picture. Click once and the program will prompt you for a file name. By default, this dialog box will filter and show only .bmp and .jpg files. After you select a file name, you should see the image on the screen where you click the mouse. You will almost always want to resize the image to give it the size you desire. The black handlebars around the object mean you can resize it by grabbing a handlebar and dragging. The program knows the aspect ratio of the original picture, and it will maintain the aspect ratio as you resize any image. Thus, you cannot just give an image an arbitrary size. The program will automatically stretch or shrink the object in one or both directions to simultaneously maintain the aspect ratio. However, you can make any image as large or as small as you deem fit for your application. Picture images can normally be rotated at 0 or 90 or 180 or 270 degrees. To rotate a picture, just click on it to select it, and then click the Rotate tool in the upper toolbar. Each click of the Rotate tool will rotate the image another 90 degrees counterclockwise. 4 clicks of the Rotate tool will bring the image back to its initial rotation. Picture images must contain the internal equivalent of a 24-bit color bitmap. If they don't, then the Rotate tool will appear grayed out and unavailable. You can still use and print the image, you just won't be able to rotate it. If you need to rotate a picture image, you will need to convert the image file to a 24-bit color equivalent bitmap. As with two-dimensional barcodes, the program doesn't store the external data of the actual picture image in any item's template file. There is an option related to the image file that must be set correctly to enable the program to find that image file. That option is called the Starting Search Path option. The starting search path can either be a fixed path or it can be the template path for the currently loaded item's template. Usually we recommend you set the option for the template path. When you do this, you need to make sure the file name is the name of the desired image file that is contained in the same directory as the item's template file. In this case, we also recommend you deliberately make the file search starting fixed path the empty string so you are not confused by that string. If you choose the option for a fixed path, then you must enter that fixed path as the correct string in the edit box for the File Search Starting Fixed Path. The File Search Starting Path string is ignored when the option is chosen as the template path. No matter which starting search path option you set, the program starts looking in the specified directory for an image file that has the name as specified in the edit box for the file name. The starting path will either be the path you entered directly, or it will be the path that contains the item's template file. The search is recursive, which means the search will continue looking in all subdirectories under the directory where the search starts. If the image file cannot be found, the program will first display an error message, and then it will load a special image from the default files directory that will show the words "picture not found." This means you have an error associated with the file name, or with the file path, or both with the file name and the file path. After you correct the error, you should see the correct image. Thus, you need to ensure that the file name is spelled correctly and that the starting search path option has been appropriately chosen. Sometimes you may already have a large number of picture images already stored on your computer. In this case, you may not want to make copies of those files just so they reside in the same directory as your item's template file. It is for this situation only that we would recommend choosing the fixed path option. Then you would set the string for the starting search path to be the directory that contains the corresponding image. This option works well, but has the slight disadvantage that if you want to use the A-label program on another computer, then you may need to further edit your template files when you copy those files to the other computer and when the other computer has a different directory structure for those images. If you use the template path option, you have the disadvantage of having to copy or move all your image files into the corresponding item's template directories. However, this is sometimes more than made up for by the fact that your item's template files can be copied and used with a label on another machine, and those templates will be device or machine independent. It is for this reason that we usually prefer using the template path option for all of our image files. You can right-click the image and select the Properties menu item. The image properties are very simple. Since the program maintains the aspect ratio, you would normally only enter either the desired width or the desired height, but not both, to change the image size. Thus, you would select the appropriate radio button to tell the program which dimension is your resize preference. In other words, if you want an exact width, type in the exact width size and choose the resize preference as Use the Width. Here we make the width exactly 2 inches. If you want to make the exact height ½ an inch, you should choose the Properties and make the desired height ½ an inch. Then choose the resize preference as the height. When you click the OK button to close the Properties dialog, the program will make the size change as specified.